A diet that can keep your muscle mass at decent levels and does not make you excessively overfat or overweight probably is something like 80% of what we mean by diet's effect on longevity. So if you take two people and they eat two very different diets, but one that are roughly the same body composition and size, etc., they're going to get longevity differences from diet alone, but they're not going to be enormous, on the order of probably 5 years or less, just on a heuristic basis. We're not talking about 20 or 30. If a vegan or carnivore, doesn't matter, say, they're 350 pounds at 5'7", and they're like, well, I'm vegan, so it's not a big deal. You're going to be like, bro, that ain't it. Now, if you eat mostly healthy foods, lean proteins, veggies, fruits, whole grains, healthy fats, and mostly unprocessed foods, if you do that, whatever body weight you're at, it absolutely matters for longevity, but it matters a little bit. And that means you should do it. But the biggest thing that you get out of those foods is the ability to do weight control. Because if you are grotesquely overweight, you could be eating fuck all. It matters, but not by a ton. If you eat not so healthy foods a few times a week and the rest is healthy, they cannot statistically differentiate you from someone who eats healthy 100% of the time. So that's really important stuff. But I think the big takeaway for me is this. If you, kind of two extremes, one we already mentioned, if you are following some ultra healthy diet, either ostensibly healthy or actually healthy, and you have gotten up to 400 pounds and you're not losing weight currently, but you're like, I'm good, I'm eating the new way, it's great, you got a bad thing coming your way. On the other hand, if you happen to be in a position where you are of a healthy weight, you're physically active, etc., all the other variables we'll talk about are pretty well in line, it's a very difficult story to tell yourself that anything very much matters about if you eat a few chips or 0 chips or even 2 bags of chips every now and again. The other way in which it matters is and this is a little bit more about how you approach food. If you approach food in a neurotic fashion, anticipating dangers everywhere, trying to curate your lifestyle to only get the organic, vegan, superfood shit, and really worrying a lot about what goes into your body, you almost certainly will live less time than if you just didn't give a shit and ate mostly good shit, but every now and again just had 10 burritos, no problem. If you are a person who's obsessed with longevity in a glass half full sort of way, you're looking at the variables in your life and you're like, ooh, I want to optimize for longevity. I love my life. I love science. I love being intricate and meticulous. It's just my nature. I love organizing all the variables and being very strict. You're not really stressed when you're doing that. You're actually involved.
It's part of your orderliness.
Yeah, and so not only do you get the benefits of being a perfectionist on never eating any junk, but also you get the benefits of being super involved, which is another big variable we'll discuss later, as seems to have some promise for longevity. But if you're a person who, if they are told, listen, just eat mostly healthy foods and you're good to go, and you're like, oh my God, thank God. But if I tell you, look, every fry you put in your mouth is like 30 seconds less life. Like you're telling your wife something just beautiful about how much you love her on your deathbed, and you're like, and my favorite part of you is, and she's like, that stupid fry from McDonald's stole my husband's soul. If you are a person whom that idea and the pursuit of perfectionism tends to give higher stress levels, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not worth it. Just do a good job. Don't try to aim for perfect.